friends, welcome to week 7 of Tone Up. This week we talked about praise and the idea that if we start out with praising the Lord, it really changes the tone for everything else we do. And if I could go back in time and restart this study, I think I would actually move this lesson up to the very beginning. Because while I do think it's important we start with an appropriate view of ourselves, which is what we did in week 2, I wish that I had started with focusing on who God is. Because really having the right tone in our home doesn't come from having the right view of ourselves as much as it comes from believing the truth about God, which is that He is strong, He is mighty, He is worthy of our praise, even in the dark, bleak, and seemingly hopeless times with our families, with our friends, with those we're in charge of, with just the day-to-day business of life. He has the power, and He is deserving of our praise. So the verses that I've selected for this week are Psalm 63, 1 through 4. O God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My body longs for you. In a dry and weary land where there is no water, I have seen you in the sanctuary. I have beheld your power and your glory. Because your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you. I will praise you as long as I live, and in your name I will lift up my hands. And I really like this passage because if you look at it, there's a bit of a contrast in the middle. The beginning starts out very bleak, not very great, dry and weary land, my soul thirsts for you, my body longs for you. And I just know for myself, for some reason the last week or so, I've just been not sleeping that well and waking up still feeling really tired. And just feeling like, I'm not ready for my day to start. And when I start a day like that in my own strength or lack of strength, it very quickly progresses to a day with a negative tone. But when I start those days just talking to the Lord about how I'm feeling and praising Him, it really can transform the whole mood of the day for me. The way that I speak to my children and the way that I speak to my husband as well. So if you have a day like that, the focus here is, I have seen you in the sanctuary and beheld your power and your glory. It means that instead of focusing on what I know to be true about my circumstances, which is right now they're the pits, I'm going to focus on what I know to be true about you. And then I'm going to speak out of what I know to be true about you. Your love is better than life. My lips will glorify you. I will praise you. In your name I will lift up my hands. So the actions and the words come out of the truth about God, not about the circumstances of that day. And I find that really powerful. The other verse is Isaiah 26, 3 through 4. You will keep in perfect peace him whose mind is steadfast, because he trusts in you. Trust in the Lord forever, for the Lord is the rock eternal. And I just love that phrase, perfect peace. Perfect peace does not come from a perfect life. It does not come from an ordered home. It does not come from a well thought out menu plan. It does not come from perfectly behaved children or a regular date night with your husband. Perfect peace comes from a mind that is steadfast with trust of the Lord, not myself and not what I can do in my own strength. And I feel like if I would really start out each day, each moment, praising the Lord for His eternal, faithful steadfastness that I can always rely on, that I would have more of a peaceful foundation for everything else that I do. So those are the two verses that I really want to focus on this week. And I hope that you find that helpful. Next week, week 8, is our last week of the study, and we actually are going to talk about praise again, but in a little bit of a different context. As we wind out the study, I would really love to hear some feedback, a little bit more conversation on the Facebook page. if you're willing to offer up what's gone well for you, what you've struggled with, which weeks hit home the most for you, which scriptures really hit the home the most for you. At the live group, we did a little exercise where we tried to write down the fill in the blank of all the scriptures, and it was pretty challenging, and we worked together to kind of get them done. And of course, the point of it wasn't to be legalistic and force you to take a quiz or force them to take a quiz. The idea is that if we just keep memorizing the scripture, that it will take hold and that it will change us over time. So I invite you to keep working with these scriptures. The two for this week, I've included the links to the Spotify song, and the songs are really ones that I love. So I think you'll have no trouble memorizing these with those songs on hand. Thanks again, and I look forward to seeing you for week 8.